Hello, and welcome to the exciting world of apes and chimpanzees in movies. From classic dramas to action-packed adventures, these intelligent and emotional creatures have captured our imaginations and hearts. In this list, we will be exploring the top 10 best movies featuring our primate relatives. Get ready to witness their incredible strength, intelligence, and, at times, heart-wrenching vulnerability on the big screen. But before jumping into the list, make sure to like and subscribe. And now let's jump into the list.
Are not savages. Apes fight only to survive.
First, I would like to talk about number 1, Planet of the Apes series, first released in 2001 and still going on. The IMDb rating of this movie is 7.6. It's a classic science fiction franchise that has been around for decades. The series starts with a bunch of humans traveling through space and crash landing on a strange planet where apes are the dominant species. These apes are super smart and have built their own civilization, while the humans are treated like, well, animals. The first movie follows a human named Taylor. He's pretty unhappy about the whole situation, but he's also determined to figure out what's going on and find a way back home. Along the way, he meets some other humans who are being kept in cages, and together they try to fight against their ape overlords. Things get even crazier in the sequels. In one, they go back in time to see how the apes took over the planet in the first place. In another, they try to stop an evil ape dictator from destroying the world. And in yet another, they find a group of humans who have evolved into psychic mutants. Basically, the Planet of the Apes series is a wild ride full of action, adventure, and a whole lot of monkey business. Number 2, King Kong, released in 2006, and this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 7.2. The movie follows the story of Ann Darrow, a struggling actress who is brought to the island by a filmmaker named Carl Denham to shoot a movie. But things don't go as planned when they encounter Kong, who is immediately captivated by Ann's beauty and kidnaps her. However, as they try to rescue Ann from Kong's clutches, the crew faces countless obstacles and dangers, including giant insects, ferocious dinosaurs, and a tribe of hostile natives who worship Kong as their god. But the real adventure begins when Kong is brought back to New York City, where he escapes and wreaks havoc on the streets. The city is plunged into chaos as the military tries to take down the giant gorilla, while Ann tries to save him from the cruelty of the humans who fear and misunderstand him. Number 3, Kong the Skull Island, released in 2017. The IMDb rating of this movie is 6.6. The film takes us back to the 1970s when a group of adventurers and soldiers venture into an uncharted island in the Pacific Ocean. But this isn't your typical deserted island, as they soon discover. It's full of giant creatures, including the one and only King Kong himself. Our protagonist, a former British SAS captain named James Conrad, leads the expedition along with the fierce anti-war photojournalist Mason Weaver. However, they encounter a group of scientists who are studying the island's peculiar ecosystem. But things take a turn for the worse when they anger Kong, who is the protector of the island and its inhabitants. But as they dig deeper, they uncover a sinister plot that involves the government and a powerful organization called Monarch. Number 4, The Legend of Tarzan, released in 2016. And this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 6.2. The movie begins with Tarzan, now known as John Clayton III, living the high life in England. He's left behind his wild past in the African jungle and is now a fancy aristocrat. But wait, things take a turn when he's asked to return to his former home in the Congo. There's this Belgian villain named Captain Leon Rom, who's doing some pretty shady stuff. He's enslaving the Congolese people and planning to sell them off to a group of shady businessmen. John's old pal, George Washington Williams, has got wind of the evil plan and asks John to help him put a stop to it. But of course, it's not that easy. Captain Rom has a secret weapon, Jane Porter, Tarzan's long-lost love. Rom's kidnapped her and is using her as bait to lure Tarzan into his trap. So, Tarzan sets off on a mission to save Jane and put a stop to Rom's evil plan. Number 5, Rampage, released in 2018. The IMDb rating of this movie is 6.1. This movie is about an albino gorilla George and his trainer Davis. When a mysterious weapon drops near the zoo, George touched it and he got huge in size. However, now primatologist Davis Okoye teams up with a geneticist, Dr. Kate Caldwell, and with a team of experts they tries to save George and prevent 2 giant mutated animals from wreaking havoc in Chicago. Number 6, Godzilla vs. Kong, released in 2021. And this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 6.3. It is the ultimate showdown between 2 iconic movie monsters that's been years in the making. In this epic action-packed flick, Godzilla and King Kong are on a collision course for battle, and there's no stopping them. The 2 titans are both vying for supremacy, and it's up to the humans to try and put a stop to the destruction. But there's this whole conspiracy theory going on about a secret organization trying to harness the Titan's power. They're up to some sneaky business, and it's up to our heroes to get to the bottom of it all. And let's talk about the visuals for a second. The special effects are off the charts. You'll feel like you're right in the middle of the action as Godzilla and Kong go at it, throwing punches and smashing buildings left and right. So, if you're in the mood for an all-out monster brawl, Godzilla vs. Kong is the movie for you. It's a wild ride that you won't soon forget. Number 7. George of the Jungle, released in 1997. The IMDb rating of this movie is 5.5. George is a jungle man, raised by apes in the African wilderness. He's totally ripped, super strong, and has no idea what life in the civilized world is like. But that all changes when he saves a beautiful, blonde damsel in distress named Ursula, who is on a safari with her rich fiancé, Lyle. However, as George and Ursula spend more time together, they start to fall for each other. But Lyle is not happy about that one bit. He wants Ursula all to himself and will do anything to get rid of George. But there's also a talking gorilla named Ape who is George's best buddy and advisor. And let's not forget about the evil poachers who are trying to hunt down all the animals in the jungle. Number 8. Aladdin, released in 2019, and this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 6.9. The story begins in the bustling city of Agrabah, where a young street rat named Aladdin dreams of a life beyond his meager existence. One day, fate brings him face to face with the beautiful Princess Jasmine, and he falls head over heels in love. But with Jasmine being royalty and Aladdin just a lowly thief, their love seems doomed from the start. Enter the nefarious Grand Vizier Jafar, who sees an opportunity to use Aladdin to gain access to the magical Cave of Wonders. Jafar convinces Aladdin to enter the cave and retrieve a magical lamp, promising him wealth and fame in return. But once inside the cave, Aladdin discovers that the lamp is guarded by a powerful genie who grants him 3 wishes. With the help of the genie, Aladdin transforms himself into a prince in order to win Jasmine's heart and thwart Jafar's evil plans. The rest of the movie is a wild ride filled with catchy songs, breathtaking dance numbers, and some seriously impressive special effects. Number 9. The Jungle Book, released in 2016. The IMDb rating of this movie is 7.4. The Jungle Book is a wild ride that'll have you on the edge of your seat. It's about a little boy named Mowgli who was raised by wolves in the jungle. Yeah, you heard that right, wolves. But things aren't all sunshine and rainbows for our little hero, because there's this super scary tiger named Shere Khan who wants to eat him for dinner. Talk about bad luck. So, Mowgli sets out on a journey to find his place in the world and escape Shere Khan's wrath. Along the way, he meets all sorts of cool characters like Baloo, a laid-back bear who loves to sing and dance, and Bagheera, a black panther who's always got Mowgli's back. But Mowgli also has to face the wrath of King Louie, a giant orangutan who's got his sights set on some serious power. It's up to Mowgli and his friends to stop King Louie from taking over the jungle. And on very last, number 10, Mighty Joe Young, released in 1998. And this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 5.7. It's a movie about a giant gorilla, and no, it's not King Kong. Joe is a gentle giant, who's raised by a wildlife conservationist named Jill. They have a special bond and Joe would do anything to protect Jill. But things start to get cray-cray when some baddies come along and want to use Joe for their own selfish gain. They lure him away from Jill's sanctuary and take him to Los Angeles to make some moolah by putting him on display. Obviously, Jill isn't happy about this, so she teams up with a zoologist and an animal activist to rescue Joe and bring him back to his home in Africa. Along the way, they face all kinds of obstacles and challenges, but they never give up on their mission to save Joe. And for bonus, I will recommend you to watch Mr. Go, released in 2013. It's a Chinese movie but available in English.
Show them what you've got!
Welcome back, everyone! You're witnessing a new chapter in Korean baseball!
Well friends, this was the whole video, and if you enjoyed it and want to support us, the easiest way is to like the video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more top 10 lists and more entertaining content. See you in the next video.